Hello world, welcome to a video from the series Improving Space. This video is one of the prefaces. The prefaces are all about current events and how this project attempts to solve some of those problems in current events. So this subject of this preface is current events as they regard mental health. So it is well documented that people in the United States as well as worldwide are kind of going through depression, anxiety. There are numerous articles that can document trends like globally. This one I've highlighted in Silicon Valley because it's more anecdotal, but the idea that even people who are making lots and lots of money and have every reason to expect that they will be still continuing to make lots and lots of money, even for those people, there's kind of depression in the air. Some of the reasons for that depression, for me, I know, are concerns about AI, and I'm going to have a preface video about some of the concerns that that are surfacing with AI. The environment has been problematic and something that has been stressful, I know, to me for my entire life since the 80s and 90s when I first started to become aware of these problems. Income inequality is another subject, a current event subject that I think seeing not only what's going on now, but the overall trends that seem to be accumulating wealth in the higher and higher wealth brackets in the smaller and smaller upwards percentile of America. So those problems can seem very stressful and seem like there's not a way out of them. So I believe what I see around me in America is that we are all trying to set ourselves up. We're trying to take care of ourselves and craft an environment that is going to take care of us, like have our needs met. We are trying to kind of craft and stage manage essentially our environments. As a result, or like alongside of this, you have, to me, it seems like, I know I experience it myself, like the more anxious, frustrated, depressed, the more that things are going on wrong with you, the more difficult it is to call people that you know. You're anxious about just dumping your problems on them. And meanwhile, you'd love to hear from your friends and be an ear for them. But I think that in general, we're all kind of waiting to be perfect before we come out. And the problem is that's not going to happen. The way I see it, it seems like the kind of picture of a good life that we're kind of sold in America is one of kind of getting your needs met, getting more and more things, and then having to do less and less. It seems like there's many people, the majority of Americans who might be watching this video would disagree with this. The majority of Americans are financially strapped, but nevertheless, that seems to be the way out, is just get money for yourself. And how do we kind of get money from ourselves and meanwhile disregard the people who aren't in a beneficial situation as we are, who don't have like the high dollar value and who don't have, or perhaps it's like the currency exchange value that leads to our positions, perhaps it's educational attainment. Regardless, the idea seems to be take care of yourself and don't worry, don't stress about all of the other problems in the world and the people who might be at an unfortunate end of the trade, of the path that the materials and products that we have in our homes, that we disregard the people who might be suffering in trying to earn a living, giving us those things. So there's a phenomena in China. It's been outlawed, I think, in 2021, but it's the 996 schedule, which refers to 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. 6 days a week. And Silicon Valley, similarly, reports that people out there work that long. I myself have worked, greatly in excess of 40 hours at certain jobs. And my argument, or the thing that I want to that I'm putting out there, and a lot of other people are putting out there. This is not my own thought, but the idea is that maybe we've kind of reached the finish line here, or some kind of finish line, some kind of line where the amount of effort that it takes for all of us to labor and to create and to have a sustainable world, to get our basic needs met, food, shelter, healthcare, education. Is it possible that that we're at this push, that we're at this kind of frenzied push, and in the meantime we've actually reached a finish line where we could kind of regroup and create an economy that actually makes sense and that uses the capital that we've and the machines and the equipment and the technologies that all the past human beings, all the developers and researchers have made. So is it possible that we've kind of reached the finish line and that we are that it would be beneficial to us to regroup and figure out how to do this in a sustainable way for everybody and the environment? The only way to get there, to me, is to get on the same page, to put down the pitchforks as part of the American public and attempt to get on the same page with people, especially across party lines, who view the world differently from us. If we can, and getting on that same page, and it involves making yourself vulnerable and talking about what is bothering you. And this is what I believe, and I believe that it kind of runs counter to a lot of self-help recommendations, which seem to be really about getting yourself sorted and making yourself okay. To me, mental health seems to be, or the route to a better mind seems to be about talking to the people around you about what is bothering you, in a hope for outcome. Maybe down the road you fix some of these problems, but even being heard and being validated is a word that's thrown around a lot. But the idea of being heard about your problems and having your concerns validated, to me, is how you start finding your community or reclaiming that community, and start getting on the phone with friends, making it feel natural again to talk to people, and to kind of put your frustrations out there, but know that we're all in this together and that we will get through it. And so if we can do that, if we can, as an American public, put down the pitchforks and attempt to stop seeing what is wrong with each other and just attempt to listen to each other a little bit better, then we could imagine a world where a tool like AI, which will be a subject, AI as well as other problems in our world today is going to be a subject of other videos, but we can imagine a world where AI could actually be used to allow us humans to find each other, listen to each other, and distill our own views in a way that they can be understood by other people, and find ways of understanding common goals that we all share together. So we can only hope to leverage the power of AI to help us communicate if we are willing to communicate. And if we do that, I believe that we can open up, unleash a lot more human potential than any large language model, any improvements in a new frontier AI system could capture. I believe that our own opinions as human beings, especially you could look no further than the political choices, which are reduced to a binary choice. All of our multifaceted political opinions just reduced to a binary choice, and you see that across all spectrums of the choices that are available to people. What drinks you buy, what food you buy, it's the result of these options, and we're not really capturing what people want and the ideas underneath them. So that is the idea, and that is the benefit to me of getting on the same page. This project, Improving Space, is a website. This is a picture of the homepage from issue 1, so we'll evolve with each new issue. I'll be adding videos. But what you see here is the prefaces, which you may have clicked on one. You're welcome to click on the others. They have other topics: war, politics, national debt. You could alternatively just go to the next preface, which ties all of these individual ones together and attempts to summarize and tie together all of these problems into a conclusion of what is needed and what the correct or the optimal path might be to solve some of these problems. The introduction is the next video that I might recommend you checking out. That is about this project, Improving Space, and what I'm trying to do in this project. Why these different videos are being released at the top of the screen, and what the overall intent of the project is. And I'm gonna just ask that you watch that and instead of trying to provide a summary right now. As far as the actual series itself, which is at the top of the website, you see I've circled an empty area. This series is going to evolve along lines of kind of like patches. So on the left, you see patches related to communication and drawing. In the area that's empty, that is a patch that will be filled out by videos along the subject of mental health. So I will just talk about what seems to work and why. So we're going to have a video about checklists and organizing things. It's going to be inspired by some books like Getting Things Done, about focusing yourself and a mind like water. I'm going to have videos about meditation and things that help me. But in general, the mental health is just one part of this project. And if you are looking for a video in the main series to watch in this issue, one of them I would recommend would be Pictures, which is about using drawing to communicate, but more importantly, using drawings to using the act of drawing to slow yourself down and look inside of yourself for what matters to you. So Pictures is kind of designed to help you get a move on in your mind and help open up possibilities that could lead to just a little bit of happiness in your day. However, it is the fifth video that I would most highly recommend. This is a video about politics. This is really like the nucleus of this project, about an idea for a communicative tool or an online tool that would allow the American public to express its goals, find common goals among voters, and then give politicians something to look towards, to respond to, and say that this is the goal that the laws or regulations that they are proposing fits towards to. The title of that episode is New Ideas for Old Problems. And like I said, I am trying to solve or address a lot of problems and hopefully provide something for other people to snowball on. The mental health or the overall feelings of despair in our society is something that plagued me, and my intended solution is to fix politics, and that is the subject of that last video, and many more that will be issued in forthcoming issues. So thank you very much for watching. That is the end of this video. All of these images, as well as the slideshow itself, are Creative Commons. And so I invite anybody else to tack on to this or disagree with me using this slideshow format. I think that what I'm trying to do here is to demonstrate a way of talking and demonstrate a way that might allow various people. I would love it if anybody from ordinary college students, but more importantly, like people who have reached some level of expertise. I would kind of encourage and hope that they could distill that expertise for other people in the manner of having a conversation, and that is why this format is attempting to do that. So I wish America the very best mental health, and I hope that you join me for other videos and episodes where I discuss other problems and my intended solution. Thank you very much.